Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Matt with the DPI podcast, and we are live tonight, Tuesday night of May the 16th, and we've got a lot to talk about. I've got Peter with Princesses and the Mouse, Disney Travel coming on, and maybe he has a camera that is working. It is bothering him right now. But yeah, we will get it going, and we will see you here in a couple of minutes. Hi, I'm Matt. Welcome to Disney Planning Insights. Through creative content and live shows, we explain the hidden details of the Disney experience so that our clients can execute memorable adventures. Together with Princesses and the Mouse, Disney Travel, we have helped hundreds of clients plan, book, and prepare for magical Disney vacations. Let our experience help you avoid common planning mistakes and maximize the enjoyment on your next Disney trip. Hey, what's going on? It's Matt with the DPI podcast, and I am really bright for some reason today. Let's bring that down just a hair. That looks good there. And we have a really good show for you tonight. We've got a lot of good news and bad news and all kinds of news. And we'll have Peter with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel joining us here in a second. He's having some problems with the GoPro, so we might just be on the regular camera tonight. But no big deal. Still nice to have him on tonight. And we are going to have a pretty fantastic show for you. So He's working on that stuff right now, and as soon as we get a chance to get him on, we will bring him on. But what we've got going tonight, we're gonna have a news section. So if you haven't been part of the show, we do 15 minutes of news. We do what's called the DPI Top 3, which is a random category draw, and then we come up with our 3 favorites or 3 least favorites in whatever that category is, and then we have maybe a client question and answer section. Sometimes it's a rant section. It depends. Day to day, it tends to be different. So we might have a third section. Normally it takes about 45 minutes, and we have a fantastic show. But yeah, so Disney this week has announced a bunch of stuff, and we have all the notes for that stuff that's coming up. Including a new discount that's at the parks for park tickets. We've got news about the Reedy Creek battle. We've got news about Eat to the Beats. We've got all kinds of stuff. So yeah. So I'm still looking at bars over on Peter's screen. So we're working on it. We'll get it up here in a second. If you are looking to book a trip with us, you can check us out on our website at patmdisneytravel.wixsite.com/planning. There is a planning page on the website that you can go in and you can fill out some of the information. It sends an email to Peter and myself, and we will respond and we will talk to you about, kind of what you're doing plan-wise and kind of what the next steps are going to be. If you're looking for the podcast or just general Disney conversation, definitely hit us up over on Twitter at Disney Insights. That is where I do the most chatter back and forth with Disney followers, friends, all that kind of stuff. We've built a good following on both Facebook and Twitter and all of our social media accounts. I'm getting the thumbs up from Peter, so we are going to bring on Peter Salvadori with Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel, and we are going to get this show on the road. Mr. Salvadori, how you doing tonight?
Good, I got it figured out.
What was going on?
That's what I think. It was low battery because the power in my office got turned off, so the battery died. So I just got a more powerful plug for the USB so that it's supplying enough power to keep the thing on. Because it was in like one of those little ones, and so I put it in, one of those more substantial ones. So.
Yep. So we should be good to go.
1.8 or 2.1 or something, whatever.
So yeah. So apparently on this screen I am super dark. So I'm wondering if, it looks weird side to side. So So let's go ahead and let's get into a little bit of the news because we have
I'm ready for top three.
quite a bit going on. So let's get our 15-minute timer up and let's get going.
And what should I get?
Okay, thanks, Unicorse. That jumped in for no apparent reason, I guess. So let's talk about the deal that Disney released yesterday for 3-day and 4-day tickets. Can you go ahead and explain that a little bit?
I saw that it released, but nobody has reached out to me, so I can't tell you that I ran and checked into it all that much. So why don't you explain it?
Okay, I will explain. So basically there's a couple of different tickets that release. The first one is a 4-day park magic ticket. Beginning May 23rd, you can purchase a 4-day, 4-park magic ticket for $99 per day. So it's a $396 ticket, which includes 1 day of admission to each of the 4 theme parks on 4 separate days. So 4 park days, 4 different parks. No theme park reservations are needed, which is kind of cool. So you can take this ticket and just kind of go wherever you're going to go. No theme park reservation is needed, but you can only use each ticket at one of the parks. That's the caveat on that. But for $99 a day during the summer, that's going to save you $10 to $15 a day on your park ticket. So that's a pretty decent deal. Also came out, Florida resident Disney Summer Magic ticket starting May 16th. The Summer Magic ticket will offer flexibility for Florida residents for a 4-day ticket for $58 plus tax per day. So $229 plus tax, or a 3-day ticket for $70 per day, $209 plus tax. And these tickets, advanced theme park reservations are required and they are subject to availability. What else was there? Tickets valid on admission June 1st through September 29th. Blockout dates from July.
Blockout dates, yeah.
Yeah, July 1st to July 4th, September 1st to September 4th. So 4th of July and Labor Day.
It's Memorial Day, yeah. 4th of July and Labor Day, yeah.
Yeah. And then tickets must be used within 7 days of first use or by September 29th, 2023, whichever comes first.
Let me tell you how excited I am that we met last week and bought Jessie her 3-day tickets, because now I could have gotten them for like $60 less. Yeah. What's money?
Them's the breaks.
That's always seems to be the breaks, though.
I know. And that's the thing with Disney. It's like, how long do you hold out before you say, hey, I have to buy the tickets? You know, yeah. When you're just leaving them on like that, you know, we had expected some deals to come out closer to those D23 dates, but nothing like this. I mean, that's kind of
a ticket deal. I've never once expected a ticket deal.
Exactly. So we figured there was going to be a package deal or something like that, another package deal, but not anything like that. So, so if you want to book tickets and hotels separately, you can do that through us, and we can help you figure out how that's going to work. What's nice is they still give you that 4-day ticket, 7 days to use scenario. So you can have a week vacation, 4 days in the park, 3 days outside of the park, and make a deal of it. So pretty good there. Walt Disney confirms VI pass holder days coming this June for a limited time.
I did look into that.
Okay, so why don't you talk about this?
So, there's not much to talk about, honestly. It was it reminded me of that commercial where the guy's got the dollar on the hook. Oh, yeah, you're quicker than that. Because basically they came out and said, oh my gosh, yeah, we're going to have such amazing pass holder things. And then they just teased a whole bunch of vague things with absolutely zero details.
You're frozen, so it's going to be a new magnet. It looks like
about there being 2 unique. exclusive
Wow.
menu items specifically over at Epcot. They said that there's going to be deeper discounts on select merchandise. What merchandise? So just like a whole bunch of little things, which yeah, it's going to be awesome for sure. And it's starting in June, and so I'm excited because I'm going in June. But ultimately, there's not a ton to report on it because they didn't really give us any info. They just said, hey, there's some pass holder magic coming. But again, nothing big. I'm like scrolling through the email I got right now, and there's zero details. Just, oh my gosh, this might be exciting. And then a link to buy passes.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
but yeah, but basically that photo opportunity, some deeper discounts at some different merchandise locations, and a couple of special menu items, in addition to a magnet pickup, which is always really exciting to be able to get a magnet. I'm guessing it's just going to be this new kind of yellow background with a white D that's kind of featuring on all the new pass holder, like the actual card.
I've heard that it's Figment.
I hope it's Figment. Figment's my favorite. I love Figment.
Yeah, I've heard that it's Figment from a couple of different sources, so.
I think I already have a Figment one, though. It would be surprising for them to go back to Figment so quickly, because I got a Figment one from just a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, 2021, maybe? Might have been Figment?
Yeah, yeah.
Or was it the one right before COVID? Right before you
No,
let
it
your
was.
pass expire?
Oh, you know what? It was in our old house, so it was like 2019, because we were pass holders then. We've been pass holders 2 different times. 2019 was one of them, and we weren't down there, so I called guest services and said, Figment is my daughter's favorite. There's no chance that we can get down during these pickup days. We're in Indiana. And they sent us one, which was nice of them. So it was in 2019 that it was a pass holder magnet. So it'd be surprising to go back to that so quickly.
Yeah. Let's go over to Tokyo.
Stupid orange bird.
Go over to Hong Kong. Hong Kong has the newest land that will be opening in the Walt Disney universe, and it is going to be the World of Frozen over at Hong Kong Disneyland. Opens in November of 2023. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. They've got the Wandering Oaken's sleigh coaster that's gonna be there. And it is the first of 2 Frozen lands that are going to open up in the next couple of years, because Paris's opens up next year. So, yeah. What do you think? What do you think is going to be announced at D23 for an American park?
God, I don't. I think the 5th gate's going to get announced.
You're still putting all your eggs in that basket.
Well, I mean, if you read the Reedy Creek documents, I feel like the cat's already out of the bag. That whether it's immediately planned or not, they were already zoning permits and other things filed for a 5th park, which, I mean, we can only speculate on it, but I would have to imagine that basically the whole park would be Marvel themed. But it might not be. It just might be a 5th park that they kind of do what they have with like Hollywood Studios, you know? You create a main area, and then you create several lands coming off of it. Maybe similar to kind of what Universal's supposedly working on over in their, whatever it's...
Epic Universe.
Or something like that.
Epic Universe.
Epic Universe, yeah. So, right, Epic Universe is kind of that. You have like a middle hub type area similar to like Magic Kingdom, and then lands coming off of it with different themes, so...
Yeah, you would think that they would have to do something to combat that Epic Universe expansion that's going to open up in 2025. I mean, it that would just make sense. You know, I don't
know.
I'm still feeling...
Even with Epic Universe, I think Universal is just, if they build Epic Universe to the proportions that they're talking about, I still feel like it's just like reaching the level of what Disney World already is.
Yeah, but I think Disney's always been 2 steps ahead, and they have to get back to two
Sure,
steps ahead.
sure. Yeah,
I,
that's a fair argument on that for sure.
so back into the States, let's go to Epcot. First look, 2023 Eat to the Beat concert series at Epcot was announced. A lot of favorites that came back. Tiffany, the Baha Men, 98 Degrees, Boyz II Men, Sugar Ray, Hoobastank, Hanson, yeah, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, 38 Special. I mean, a lot of good different acts. So
I looked at when we're down there, and I wasn't all that excited. I don't remember who it was, but I wasn't excited.
It's Ray Parker Jr. It's the guy that did Ghostbusters.
Huh. Yep.
Come on.
Come on.
So, concerts start July 28th, 29th. They're going to run through the whole Food and Wine Festival through the 12th and 13th of November. So, and they're going to continually add acts. These main acts are during the weekend, so they are either going to do Thursday through Sunday or Friday through Sunday. And they will have local acts on the stage during the week. So yeah, pretty cool.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah. Eat to the Beat. So Eat to the Beat does something similar to Fantasmic. Explain that to people.
Sure. So you can also do it with right now Garden on the Rocks during Flower and Garden Festival. Does kind of the same thing. So ultimately, what it is if you pay attention when you go to book dining, you got to be a little bit careful. Because if you go and specifically search, for example, like Rose and Crown is one of the restaurants that always participates in this with some of their reservations. If you go in searching, if you go to Rose and Crown and click reserve dining, you're going to see Rose and Crown reservations. But if you go in and click on right now Garden Rocks or in the fall Eat to the Beat, if you go and type that in and then you search for a time, it'll bring up all of the restaurants that are participating in it. Typical restaurants that participate in it, I already mentioned Rose and Crown. Most of the time, Garden Grill. A lot of times, so will Coral Reef up front will a lot of times participate in it. Restaurant Marrakesh back in Morocco will a lot of times, but that one hasn't been open since the shutdown, so I don't know what's going to kind of fill its shoes, but a variety. Basically, what you do though is you type in Eat to the Beat or you type in Garden Rocks, and what it will then do for you every night. There's typically 2 shows, and when you reserve your dining reservation, it will also come with what amounts to a fast pass or a lightning lane for you new folk. That lets you kind of go in the side entrance and get sat before the standby crowd to get those better seats at one of the concert times. So if you know you want to attend the concert because you're excited about who's going to be on stage, definitely a great idea because it will kind of guarantee you that better seat. It will guarantee that you don't have to just stand out there in the line forever just to kind of get the peripheral area of the theater. And you still get a fantastic meal at a fantastic restaurant. So win-win.
Yeah,
and
it
looks
looks like
the cost or anything. You still just pay the price of the restaurant reservation.
Yeah, and it looks like details about the dining packages are going to be announced in late June 2023, with packages going on sale July the 6th. So they don't have any news on the website right now. So
yeah, but right now you could see kind of the details if you go type in Garden Rocks.
So yeah. Again, if you look at the Garden Rocks, it'll give you most of the restaurants and everything like that. All right. Anything else news-wise that you are keeping your eye on right now?
We already talked, right? Was that last week? Was I here last week? No.
We did a Monday show.
Oh, that's right. That's why, because of the big announcement. I think, I don't know if we brought it up on the show. 2024 releases May 31st.
Yeah, we did, because that was part of that. That was part of that announcement. Effective tomorrow, May 17th, Disneyland Resort will make it possible for guests to modify park reservations to a different date without having to cancel and rebook. That was an issue that with the park pass reservations, you always had to cancel and then rebook those days. So it kind of sucked to try and do that. Indiana Jones. The first 4 Indiana Jones movies are going to arrive on Disney Plus on May the 31st. Avatar, Way of Water is going to be there on June the 7th, June the 6th, June the 6th, 7th, something like that. 7th. And there was one.
I got them. So the ones that are participating in Garden Rock, so you would assume this follows into Eat to the Beat, is Akershus, Beer Garden, Coral Reef, Garden Grill, Le Cellier, Rose and Crown, and Spice Road Table. So, yep, I got 4 of them.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. All right, back to you.
All right. You need a camera.
God dang it.
Disney Delight.
I was sneezing a whole bunch.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I don't have any other news, I don't think. Oh, I wanted to touch on the Reedy Creek thing real quick because Iger sat down with the Orlando Business Journal
I don't know what you just said. What'd you say?
What's that?
Keep going.
So Iger sat down with the Orlando Business Journal and basically said if the state of Florida wants us to invest in the state of Florida and, you know, keep building our parks and keep employing people, that they need to kind of step back and figure out what they're doing. So
speaking of figuring out what they're doing,
I know. I mean, professional live streamer.
Apparently not.
All right. Are you ready to get into the top 3?
Born ready.
Born ready. Well, here we go, because we're getting into the top 3. Business trip.
Did the people move around?
It does tingle a little bit.
Oh, you got him.
Yeah. It is top 3
easy.
time, and we have a new... Yeah. Platinum Mickey.
Whatever. Top 3, Chewy time.
So, welcome to DPI Top 3. This is where we are going to pull out a random category from this little bag of chips, and we are going to have 20 seconds to figure out what our favorite 3 or least favorite 3 items from that category are. This is a very interactive show, so if Chewy wants to partake, Chewy's partaking today. So let's go ahead and pull out a chip and let's see what we go here. And we are going to go with chip number 19. Let's see what 19 is, just so you guys can see. Chip number 19. I am not lying today, like I do some nights. And
I knew it.
All right. So, yeah, that was a weird one. Okay. Top 3 things, and I feel like we've done something similar to this, but top 3 things to do outside of the parks.
Wait, yeah, we have done this, but whatever.
I feel like we've done that. Hold on, let me go back through. Favorite pools, character meet and greets, food and wine rows. We haven't done this one.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, we're doing it. Here we go.
Planning your first trip and getting overwhelmed by all the details? Planning your next trip and just want some new suggestions on things you haven't tried? Contact me at Princess and the Mouse Travel, and I'd love to work with you planning your next trip to the most magical place on earth.
You can contact Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on Facebook at PATM Disney Travel. I did find it. It was places worth walking to outside the parks. Not things to do outside the parks. So, okay. So, tonight's category, top 3 things to do outside of the parks. Peter, go ahead and start us off with your number 3. There are a lot of things that are wonderful to do outside the parks. So let's see where you go first on this one.
Okay, I'm going to go really specific. No, I'm going to go very generic. All right, so I'm just going to say hang around your resort. I know that's incredibly generic, but the reason why I'm going to kind of just put it generically like that is because if you look even as low as a value resort, but definitely as you move up into the deluxe resorts, I mean, there's a reason why when clients and I talk and they start price comparing other hotels and other resorts, they're like, well, I can get that for $50 cheaper a night. I go, okay, but is that going to have arts and crafts and trivia at the pool and a movie every night and a campfire that you can get s'mores at and tie-dye t-shirts and horse-drawn carriage ride, and is it going to provide you with constant transportation to and from the park, and is it going to provide you with like the list goes on and on and on, where it felt like for a while we had to really think about why there was an advantage to stay on site, but really the level of activities, you're not going to find that at just a Hilton. No. Sure, you might find a pool similar to what you'll find, but you're not going to find all of the nth degree. And so if you ask your front desk for kind of an activities page, you would be shocked at the number of things that there are to do at any hotel every single day. And that starts to values and works all the way up to the deluxe resorts. All the deluxe resorts are going to have like pool tables and shuffle boards and even mini golf and ping pong tables and activity centers and painting and pottery and craft, like all day long. Yeah. And then even the value resorts are going to have crafts at noon and painting at 3 and stuff like that. So just hang around your resort and just do some fun stuff with your kids is a fantastic thing to not do at the parks.
Yeah,
so
it is.
But also full of tons of examples.
Yeah. For my number 3, I am going to say take a walk around some of the cool areas that are just outside some of the parks. So between Epcot and Hollywood Studios, you have a great area called the Boardwalk. And it's basically 3 different hotels that's, 5 if you count Swan and Dolphin. That
we don't.
I know we don't, but
that is a company principle.
So 3 hotels around. So you have Beach Club, Yacht Club, and the Boardwalk. Boardwalk has like a boardwalk of stuff to do. They've got a dueling piano bar, and they're going to have a cake bake shop, and they've got restaurants, and you can rent Surrey bikes and all kinds of stuff there, which is really cool. You can take a friendship boat basically around to all the resorts and to each of the parks and just kind of stay on it and just hang out on the boat for a while. Just being able to run around the Boardwalk area. A lot of people in the morning, you get down there for breakfast reservations and they're jogging outside on that Boardwalk area. So, yeah, I mean, who wants to run on vacation? I don't know. But yeah,
the only thing I run to is a churro.
A 13-minute line at the Haunted Mansion.
I'll run to that.
But there's these neat little areas, and if you get outside of Magic Kingdom, you can now walk to the Grand Floridian, you can walk to the Contemporary Resort, and you can work your way around to the Polynesian. So, you've got a lot of cool areas there. So, my number 3 is going to be kind of just walking to those hotel resort areas outside of those 2 parks or 3 parks, because the Boardwalk's between Studios and Epcot. So, yeah. So, that is my number 3. So, Peter, before we get to your number 2, if you want to be part of the show, you can send us your idea for a top 3 down on the website right now, patm disneytravel.wixsite.com/planning, and check out the box in the top right corner, and you can put your top 3 recommendation in there. or just put it in the comments, whether on Facebook or on YouTube tonight. Tell us what you guys want us to do a top 3 over, and we'll put it in the rotation. We basically carry a rotation of 25 at all times, and we just randomly pick one every night. So there's a possibility that next week yours could be picked. So definitely send this to us and let us interact with some of your ideas. So Peter, what is your number 2?
I'm going to go with miniature golf, Matthew.
There you go.
Miniature golf is a fantastic thing to do. So if you go past the resorts that don't count as part of the boardwalk, you will find one miniature golf facility that has 2 different miniature golf spots. There is, I think it's called the Challenge Course, and then you'll also find Fantasia Gardens. So Fantasia Gardens is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of holes with decorations themed around the movie Fantasia. And then the Challenge Course is a miniature golf course without the rocks that keep you safe, with actual water hazards, with and they're all laid out and designed after famous golf holes around the world. So it's a really, really fun kind of, I don't know, nostalgic almost type of course for golf fans in your life. And then over by Blizzard Beach, like the Blizzard Beach entrance, and just to the right of that is Winter Summerland, which is another miniature golf course. And as you can guess it, half of the holes are themed winter, half of the holes are themed summer. And that one, though, is only open when Blizzard Beach is open. So you do got to watch out for Blizzard Beach being open, because when that's open, they'll send a couple of cast members over to the mini golf area to open that one up as well. And what's great about mini golf is if you stay at a resort, and I believe it's intermediates and above, but it might be deluxe and above, there's nothing above. But if you stay on site and get tickets, a lot of times you will get what's called the magical extras. And one of the things that you will get is you will get a little coupon, and they don't even send you the physical coupons anymore. They just load straight to your My Disney Experience app, which is really cool. So they go straight to your card or Magic Band. But you get a free admission into a miniature golf round. So might be worth checking if you're heading down there. Just look in your tickets and passes on your My Disney Experience and just see if a mini golf pass shows up in there. So I can really, let's see, can he do this quickly enough? Maybe.
Well, and there is a way to get the physical one now. So everybody that books through Disney will have a physical one behind the front desk at their resort. So when you check in, you can ask for it at your resort. And not only will they give you that, they will also give you the Magical Extras card as well, which is, I have one up there somewhere.
Oh, it's a little blue card.
Yeah. It's up in my background somewhere.
So, go play mini golf. It's a fun time. Bundle that around like a character meal, like Matt was talking about, the boardwalk. Maybe go to Minnie's Beach Bash. Maybe go to Trattoria El Forno for breakfast. Head over, play some mini golf, come back for a Surrey bike ride, grab a drink at Abracadabar. Boom. Whole day of fun.
Yeah. All right. So for my number 2, I'm kind of up in the air between a couple of things. My number 2, I'm going to go shopping at Disney Springs.
Okay.
Disney Springs, great outdoor mall area, has a bunch of shopping, moderate to high-end shopping for the most part, and then great restaurants there as well. But you can spend a whole day at Disney Springs pretty easily and go through shops and have a couple of meals and hang out for some nightlife and all kinds of stuff. They do all kinds of things over at Disney Springs. They do the tree walk is over there during the holiday season. They'll have high school bands that come in and play on the stage. They have local acts that come in and play on the stage on the weekends. You've got the World of Disney store there. I mean, just a ton of things to do over there. And from every one of the resort hotels, it is a bus trip away because you have direct transportation to and from Disney Springs to your home resort. So yeah, it's an easy trip, and it really fits in a lot of different ways with a Disney vacation. So my number 2 is going over to Disney Springs and doing some shopping. So let's go ahead.
Fantastic dining over there too. Tons and tons of fantastic dining over at Springs.
Yeah, I was kind of leaving that open just in case you wanted to use that as your number 1, but let's go ahead and get into our number 1s. And before you give your number 1, Peter, where can people find you?
Facebook.
I mean, that's that easy.
It is. Well, you already talked about when I was dealing with technical difficulties at the top of the show. You already talked about going over to our Disney Travel Wix site, which is scrolling periodically through the bottom of the podcast. There's a vacation planning form. That's nice because you're answering very specific targeted questions for me. But honestly, finding me on Facebook at Princess and the Mouse Disney Travel, find me. It's me and my family still standing out in front of Expedition Everest because I still haven't updated the photo, even though I think my daughter's approximately 4 years out of date in that photo. So probably need to update it relatively soon. But, just send me a message. I'll get back with you. We'll kind of set up a time to talk. And then from there, I'll ask you a few leading questions just to help inform me on how I want to steer our conversation. And then about an hour-long conversation, and you will have all your questions answered, and you will be in the right hotel. Notice I didn't say the most expensive hotel. I didn't say the most ornate. Like, I'm going to put you in the right situation. I tell my clients this all the time. It's never a high-pressure sales situation because I'm not after this for sales. This isn't my 9-to-5. It isn't my livelihood. I'm here to plan a trip for you. And so I don't need to push you into the bungalows at Polynesian for $6,000 a night. Like, I don't need to do that. I want to put you in the right room for the right fit for your family and figure out what you need. So love to talk to you. My number 1, though, I will also add that Chewy does have his favorite thing to do outside of the park. So we have to go to Chewy for a bonus one because my number 1, I'm actually going to go back to Disney Springs, but I'm going to really hone in. One of my favorite things to do, and you can do this anytime during the middle of the day when it's hot, at night, when it's starting to cool off, is I love going up to the rooftop Coke bar. So Coca-Cola building right across from the theater, right next to where you go to get back onto the buses if you're going to a Disney resort. There's a Coke building, and if you either take the elevator or just walk a really cool ramp that just keeps circling the building, which is just, squaring the building is more accurate, rectangling the building. You can get up to the roof, and on the roof, they have a Coke bar that has all sorts of different floats and shakes. They have, of course, soft drinks and beverages, but they have different Cokes from all around the world. It's essentially like Club Cool in Epcot, just boom, expanded to an entire outdoor seating area. They've got a couple of fans going up there. There's always a nice breeze because you're up a little bit higher above the building line. So it's just a really great way to just kind of sit back and relax and unwind. I will say it's detracted slightly because Disney Springs clearly had to make decisions on where they put their liquor laws or their liquor licenses, because the Coke bar is now alcohol free, which that's not a deal breaker. I still went there twice last trip. But it was kind of fun to be able to pick adult beverages with really unique flavors and Coke products and things like that. But it's still really cool. We got a float flight. So there's 8 floats with all sorts of different beverages with a little scoop of vanilla ice cream in them. Great time. Highly recommend the Coke bar if you have not ventured over to Disney Springs to do that.
No, that's interesting. I've never done the Coke bar, so that might be something that, yeah.
September, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, adding to the September trip already. All right, my number 1. Haven't done it in a few years, but it is going to play golf outside of the
I
parks.
knew it. I said mini golf because I'm like, because he's going to say golf.
Yeah, I am. I love playing golf down there. So 2 sets of courses basically. You have Lake Buena Vista that's off of Saratoga Springs and Old Key West, and then you have the Palm, the Magnolia, and Oak Trail that are basically off of Shades of Green, across the street from the Polynesian, basically. So 2 different sections, 3 18-hole courses, 1 9-hole course, and then Oak Trail during parts of the year will also be a foot golf course for those of you that are into it. But as far as quality of courses, fantastic quality courses. They've hosted PGA qualifiers, senior PGA events, LPGA events. So it's high-end golf, and the Magnolia and the Palm are under a renovation right now that is just making them better, which is going to be awesome. Also, you don't have to take your clubs down there if you're not just like tied to your clubs, or you just want to go down there and experience it. You can rent clubs, you can rent shoes, you can rent basically everything you need down there. And it's reasonably priced. You know, one tip that I have is continually go back to your booking as it gets closer, because if it's not filling up, the tee times around you will go down in price. So, you know, when we were booking that February trip, I went back and booked it 2 or 3 times and just continually saved money on that tee time. So something to check out and look at while you're down there. So my number 1 tonight is playing golf outside of the Disney parks. So Chewy apparently has his own number 1.
Okay, I can translate.
Okay.
So obviously, being Chewbacca, he loves spending a day at the spa. So that is absolutely something that this furry little fella loves doing down at Disney outside of the parks. Right now, Senses is the only spa that you can book over at Grand Floridian, but several of the deluxe resorts do have spa facilities that I would anticipate opening up here in the next year or so. I mean, my wife and my friend's not fiance, if you're watching this show, Zach, get on it. So my wife and my good friends, yes, my daughter, my mother-in-law, they all went over to Senses. They all got pedicures. My daughter got a haircut. It was just a really, really fantastic experience for them. And they even just got like the quick services. You can get couples massages, 90-minute massages, 2-hour massages, hot stone massages, haircuts, full pedicures, half pedicures, manicures. Oh my gosh. Like full service. And it is obviously, for a Wookiee, top of the list for things to do outside of Disney parks is, get the hair groomed a little bit. So that is Chewy's number 1 thing to do outside of the Disney parks.
Chewy is not allowed to have any more input on the show.
Whatever, that was a good one. That was a good one. And
no,
he actually gave a decent speech there at the beginning.
Yeah, and there's so many good things to do outside the parks, and I think it's hard to limit it to 6 because, you know, we've done the top 3 things to walk to outside the parks, and a lot of those things you can walk to, but, you know, there's just so many good things when you think about eating outside of the parks and what you can do at all of the resorts outside of the parks. You know, even just if you walk outside Magic Kingdom and go to the Contemporary, you can ride jet skis, you can fish, you can do all kinds of things on the water there too. There's a lot that can be done that isn't just scanning your Magic Band and going into a park. So just things to think about when you're booking a trip, and if you want to make it longer and not continually add park days to that trip. So, great top 3. That is our top 3 for tonight. Do you have a client question this week?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think if there'd be a good client
Yeah,
question.
I'm trying to think through things that I've talked with my clients recently, and not really anything that we haven't talked about before. And
Yeah, so I think we're good. So I'll go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and end the show on that. Peter, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. Everybody that's watching and listening, if you do have any questions, definitely reach out to us. I'll go through all of the social media accounts in the outro. You guys all have a good week, and we will see you later. Hey everybody, it's Matt, and we had Peter with Peter Princesses and the Mouse Disney Travel on with us tonight. My mom is all on board with Team Chewy, so it looks like Chewy's staying. I don't know what's going on with my two screens. That's weird. Looking for us on social media, you can find us over on Facebook at DPI Podcast for the podcast side, at PATM Disney Travel for the travel side, over on Twitter at Disney Insights. That is where we are the most active, other than the YouTube channel, which you'll see right now. Thank you guys all for watching, listening, everything that you do. Have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you next week. Bye now.